on the panel, Jo Robertson, parenting specialist. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you. And Rob Campbell, economist and former Health NZ chair, is with us too. Good morning.
Kia ora.
Good to have you on. Right, we're talking about a whole bunch of stuff today, including Wayne Brown and his straight talking, if that's how you like to call it. It sort of reminds me of, remember when Donald Trump said I could go into Times Square and this is before he was elected the first time, I could go into Times Square and I could shoot somebody and I'd still be elected president. I feel like,
my goodness.
I
He
know.
said a lot of things.
He said a lot of stuff, but I feel like it's sort of the same. Like Wayne Brown can tell the ratepayers group to F off and it's fine.
Yeah, I instantly, as soon as I saw that, I felt like we were moving in Trump's direction. Like, I was like, we're on the Trump train. That's how it felt, of being able to, I don't know, this entitlement to be able to say anything no matter the position you hold. And I didn't like it. I lose confidence in somebody who acts impulsively, I think. So I feel, it's like, I don't really trust you to act in times of crisis if you do that.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
What about you, Rob?
Well, knowing Wayne, I'd be more surprised if he hadn't told them to than that he did, frankly. I mean, that crowd, you call them representing the ratepayers, but they're an AstroTurf organisation founded by another AstroTurf organisation, the Taxpayers Union, who may be taxpayers, reluctant ones if they are, but are certainly not a union. So, I mean, he's dealing with an AstroTurf outfit and basically he's dismissive. Just means something that's basically been invented with a name that's attractive, like AstroTurf. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think also what we've learned from speaking to them is it's not the message necessarily that he was telling them to F off, but the 1,500 emails that would come in. I mean, that's enough to drive anyone crazy, I would have thought.
But this is the trust thing, right? Because I would expect an official to receive more than 1,500 emails about a variety of subjects. That's what, advocacy and public awareness creates, a lot of emails. And you should be able to respond to those.
I think it's highly unlikely that Mr. Brown answers all 1,500 emails in any way.
No,
or reads them.
But emotionally respond with resilience and compassion.
He needs better parenting by the sound of it.
I think so. Yeah.
Hey, what did we think of the self-driving Teslas?
No.
No.
Nope.
No.
No.
Well, I made the remark to Jo that I wouldn't give Elon Musk my moral decision-making, frankly, so that would worry me. But, it's going very fast, and I was just reading last night actually that in China, where this is more advanced than it is in the United States or here, it's advancing most quickly in the robotaxi market. With WeRide and Pony, I think, are the two leaders, and it's advancing very quickly there, and the testing is better because it's getting such a lot of use. And so the taxis are not demanding that you as a driver are sitting there trying to second guess it all being ready. The robotaxi market is genuinely robotaxis. So, I think I'd watch China rather than the United States for our lead on this. Yeah, and
eventually it's going to happen. Eventually they will come here. But I was thinking of all of the issues that we talk about that this could potentially solve. Think about the road toll, the death toll. These things are apparently as safe or safer in terms of accidents. Think about the poor old bus drivers that we've got getting beaten up or harassed. Imagine if they were all self-drive. There's so many things that it could revolutionise.
I guess when I read about it, it said you need to be actively supervising, right? Or you're in the car, you're watching the whole thing happen. What is the point? What is the point of being in the driver's seat and just watching the car drive? Like, shouldn't you just drive it? You can't do anything else anyway. It's not like you can, mark work or do an email. You're supposed to actively supervise. So what is the purpose? You just don't want to put your hands up?
It's interesting stuff though, Ryan. At AUT we've recently bought a couple of humanoid robots, and they're capable of walking around the university and doing various things. They're gradually being schooled up by our teams. And one of the interesting things that we've had to address is the moral questions. For example, what are the health and safety rules for a robot?
Yeah.
What are the ethical decisions about what you will allow the LLM model to say? What do you want them to be saying? Do you want them to be trained by Wayne Brown, for example, or would you rather they were trained by Jo?
As well as driving?
They're capable of doing it. They're walking around like a human.
Sorry, yes.
So they're not cars, they're humanoid robots. But the interesting thing is that there are now all these new ethical questions that we have to think about as these things could be violent.
Yeah.
Do you train them to be violent? What is the rule to do that? So all this is fantastic stuff, and it's really exciting for the university, for the students and graduate staff who are working with it. But these questions are going to be very challenging for our society in a very near future.
Yeah,
And this takes me to the iRobot movie.
Same.
Yeah.
And same. And what it's going to do is force us to think about our morals. Because we're going to be the ones teaching them, right?
That's right.
What's right and wrong, and who to kill and not kill, and all that kind of stuff.
Let's not give it to Wayne Brown.
Okay, all right. I think we can all agree on that. I think even Wayne probably wouldn't want to be in charge of a robot. Junk food. So over in the UK, they have banned the sale or the promotion. So 2-for-1 deals on junk food, stuff like that. Rob, should we look at doing something like that here?
Well, I think we've got a major obesity problem and we've got a major junk food problem. So should we do something about it? Yes. I don't know if that's necessarily the best way. I think that we have to look at first educational stuff about what good food is, and second have availability of good healthy food for people to eat at a reasonable price. So I think those are the bigger issues. A lot of the places where a lot of the fast food is eaten and where those sorts of deals are attractive are basically what are now called food deserts, good food deserts, where in fact you can get your takeaways, you can buy the junk, but it's harder or more expensive to buy healthy food. So we need to be doing that, I think. If we're doing that, and we will probably find that we need to do more about sugar foods or high-fat foods or junk foods generally, then I think we will move down that track because it's a necessary health measure to do. Whether that's the right one or not, no real view on that. It's an expert question. But, why should we hand over these decisions to supermarket companies? Why can't we tell supermarket companies what they can sell and can't sell? We tell people what they can do with alcohol and tobacco.
This is the thing.
But why not on junk food?
Yeah. Where do you sit, Joe? Because I'm like one of the most... When it comes to this kind of restrictions, banning things, I think they're always futile. Like you can ban something, but it doesn't stop somebody's urge for it, or their desire to get it, or the potential for them to even get it.
I guess this isn't a ban, though.
No, but I'm actually proposing maybe we do think about a ban. Imagine going into a supermarket and seeing only Whole Foods.
Yeah.
It would immediately change the way you think about food.
I was advised to only stay on the periphery of a supermarket, because that's where the whole foods are, the real foods.
Yeah.
Coming back to the education piece, I have a little bit of a gripe with that, and keen to hear your thoughts, because I don't know if education has worked. So we've been doing education for quite a long time. I was of the 3+ a day generation, and I'm not sure it's been effective.
I think it's been so. I think the big issue is that it's been overridden. There is so much advertising for junk food that no matter what you put on TV about the 3+1 or these other things, there's a bombarding, particularly at young people, of junk food kind of advertising that this is what you do, this is what's attractive.
But I think we need to give them more credit. I think both things are true. They are educated, like they know what's good and what's bad. They're just making bad choices regardless.
Yes.
Like I don't think anyone goes to KFC every day and thinks, I'm going to be fine. I don't believe that.
No.
I think it's just for whether it's these things are so powerful, the food and the sugar, that you kind of have no choice. You're no choice.
Can I tell you one story though that makes me think a lot about education in this area? So at BBM we run a thing called From the Couch for really obese people, and one of the things that originally it was about exercise and nutrition, but we found that actually people don't know what is good. You might assume people know what is good food and what isn't. People didn't know what was good food. They didn't know how to prepare it. Particularly young people simply didn't know what they should be eating or indeed how to prepare it. So one of the things that program does is puts a lot of emphasis now on actually sitting down with people, talking about what food is good, how to buy good food, and how to prepare food is really important. So it's easy to assume these things are known, but they're not necessarily.
Because I think there's a confusing category of food. So I saw that as part of this proposal, they were talking about including things like a flavoured yogurt.
Yes.
And so
muesli bars.
Yeah, so you've got what people might know as good food or what people might know as bad food, but then there's this whole big cohort, processed meat being another example, of confusing food, and that's, I think, where education needs to play a really big role.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had bad cholesterol, and this was about 3 months ago, and the doctor was like, oh, you need to get that down. And so I've been trying to, not
go to KFC.
Yeah, basically. Anyway, I went to the doctor yesterday, and he said, okay, you have a 1% chance of a heart attack in the next 5 years. And I'm like,
Was that good or bad? Like, how did you?
I don't know. I'm like, how does that compare?
That feels quite low.
Very low. I mean, mostly good chance you won't.
You have
know?
to ask
Yeah.
yourself, do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?